3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, everyone, to an episode of Stories from the Unbound Shores. It has been quite a while since we were last able to play. With that in mind, I will do my best to refresh everyone on what has happened and where things are going, though my memory or ability to find things may have been faulty. Last we were playing, Aurelion had parted from his thieving friends, going away with his take of the spoils, and being made aware that a scabbard that used to belong to him, and used to belong to his father before that, had been sold to a pawn shop in the city by his old traveling musical group, and then bought from that shop by some noblemen or the like that they've been told be attending a arena fight, in the audience of the arena fight up on the surface of the city on the next day. After that, and Meltzer's research into things, which I'll admit I don't know what that is, and Roland's escapades, everyone met back up either that night or in the morning for breakfast, and have at least all become aware of these different things. But a current course of action has not been decided as to what they want to do about trying to get this scabbard back, and whether or not Aurelion wants to try and enlist the help of his new friends.
Actually, I pretty explicitly told Roland not to find out about what we did yesterday.
Yeah, but you see, Nightmare exists.
Well, we didn't roleplay that. Or at least...
Alright, well, then for the sake of today's game, and while I have prepared from apparently a faulty recollection, Nightmare will have informed you because she is spiteful and funny. At least I find her funny.
I mean, she thinks she's funny, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So, I know that he got into some shenanigans.
You know that there were events that might not have been the most legal, but more importantly, or at least more importantly to Aurelion, that there is now a stolen, then sold, then purchased scabbard he's trying to recover.
Gotcha. So we are just starting set around breakfast, I take it?
That is my understanding. Yes.
Okay. Then I suppose I would direct my inquiry to Aurelion, given the summary I was given by Nightmare. My inquiry would be, do you intend to chase down this lead to find this scabbard for your this heirloom, I suppose it is? Is that what you would like to do?
I'm leaning towards yes.
Alright. I mean, it is an important piece of family history, Miss Melisari. Do you think perhaps we should help see this through? I think so.
What happens if they don't want to give up something that they, in their estimation, have fairly paid for?
I would be willing to wager, were I a gambling man, that we are in possession of greater value of currency, then they probably paid for it. And if it is not of the same family meaning to them, then perhaps we can simply buy it.
She'll just shrug and say, okay then.
Does that sound acceptable to you, Aradian?
It'll do.
Very well. So, what is our first course of action?
Do we know what this person... Do we know a name? Do we know what they look like? How are we going to find them? Other than at the arena.
You'd have a description, but not a name.
And this
Well.
arena is to accommodate how many people? Do you have any clue if they are supposed to be entering or sitting in a particular place? Or is this entirely such a crowd of several thousand people for one in particular?
The crowd won't be quite that large, but he was described as kind of like a nobleman, so he's likely to stand out a bit. And if the arena has any kind of, box seating, higher class seats, it's likely you'll be able to at least start your search there.
Of course, that requires gaining access to said higher tier seats.
Indeed.
You would say that drow and nightmares are uncommon in places such as this?
Quite.
And noble persons, people possessed of a great amount of wealth, are always looking for unusual things to spend that wealth on that other people cannot afford. Correct?
Was that question directed at me?
It was directed at the group, and Miss Melisari was the one who was answering, so I expected her to answer.
She's giving...
Look, I don't care for making myself a spectacle, but it is expeditious, do you not think? Let's just say I'm in a good mood after last night.
Are you offering to allow a nobleman to acquire you?
I mean, I think that one can sell a show. One does not need to make oneself a possession to charge admission, no?
I'm not following this either.
You have with you curios, things that such a man as this person is probably interested in seeing. And a place, probably, if this box seating exists, for them to have a private audience, where you can make your case. No? Fine, I don't suggest anything then. What do you want to do?
We should first find out the layout of the arena, probably. Give us a better idea of where we might expect this person to be, and find out how people acquire such seating. because his interest in you is meaningless if we don't know where he is.
We also don't know if he will have interest. I'm just saying it's an avenue to explore, but I agree. Knowing what we're dealing with is the most important. Do you have any thoughts on how you wanted to approach this already on?
No, I hadn't actually planned anything.
So how are you going to get your scabbard back?
Did your friends offer any thoughts on how they intended to access the arena? Not that I think they have any avenues that we would actually want to explore, but...
Not that I recall.
I mean, not having a plan does not mean you did not think you might do something. You were going to go there, kick a door down, make some threats, ask politely, offer money. You must have thought something.
I thought I might wing it.
Alright, well, let's wing it with information. Let's go see this place, yes, Miss Melisari?
Indeed.
You're a divination wizard. Do you have something like, ability to scry on a place?
Let me go look.
Oh, did you have your portents rolls, Melisari?
It's a great question. I don't remember if I rolled them at the end of last session.
I don't care if you know if you rolled them or not. Like, just if you have numbers, cool. If not, then please roll some new ones. Just want to make sure that we know what those are. As if they are high enough, other discussions might also become topics of today.
Roll a natural
Looks like-
20.
Wouldn't that be nice? It appears that I had not dig out. There. That's disappointing. I got a 3 and an 11.
Yay.
3 and 11. Well, you can certainly make someone fail.
Okay. I mean, 11 is enough to succeed at many things.
Yes, but I was more referring to the 3 being a good low number.
I can automatically succeed a death saving throw. Yay!
It's true.
Woo.
Hopefully we don't need any of those today.
Never know.
You shouldn't.
Oh, anyway, I'm looking at spells.
Waking it could include fighting the whole guard of the city.
Don't you have scry? No.
Don't
No,
I
that's
have
right.
scry?
Scry wouldn't actually help us.
No, but I do have. I might have. Hold on. Then. Features and traits. I have divine intervention. Spells.
This is not something I would like to use contact other plane on. I do have clairvoyance. I technically did not put any thought into preparing spells for today.
Oh, commune is a much higher level spell than I thought.
4 or 5.
Usually 5.
Ooh, the range is 1 mile for clairvoyance. Wait, did I actually even get any of the focuses? Foci.
Folky?
I mean, I suppose we could probably purchase a foci. Focus. Or both. A focus or foci.
Folky.
No, I appear to have not actually purchased a focus. Well, that was silly of me.
Happens.
Oh wait, no, I have no wait, never mind. That's my arcane focus. Anyway,
I can always ask a representative of the Stray questions about our situation, if you think that would help.
As a reminder for that spell in particular, so as to avoid long, bogged down things of trying to get the questions exactly right. I'm a fair bit more liberal with the using short phrases to keep the answers in the right direction.
I also don't spend as much time thinking about the questions as you guys do in my game. I know what I want to ask before I cast the spell.
Just putting it out there.
Mm-hmm.
that is probably preferable to what I have access to at this point in time.
True.
No, never mind, that's familiar. Okay, creature would not be helpful.
I think that using commune is not a bad idea, because it might save us a step, it might not, or at least it will give us information going in. Because I could think, does this person fitting this description in this city possess this item? And if the answer is no, then this is a bum lead to begin with, or we have to see them to figure out who they passed it off to.
We could.
Are they even going to be at this game tonight? Or fight? Ornament? Arena. What do you think, Aurelian? If you could ask one question to know more about the situation, what would it be? A yes/no question.
I suppose... Would we be able to trade for it?
That's a good
Or
question.
would be the...
If they have it, would they be willing to exchange for it? That's a good question. I want to know if they have it. He wants to know if they will exchange for it. Another one is, will they be there, though it has been suggested that they will.
What sort of seating they might, or rather, I mean,
Yes or no, unfortunately.
no, I know. If they would be in higher tier seating. Although we can also just go toward the arena and, like, see if there's someone who gives information on the arena and the places before we even start on this.
Maybe it is a famous person. Would they be like, this is where this person always sits? Guys, this game, fight, whatever the fuck, with their presence?
Indeed.
Alright. I'm good with that. Aurelian, would you like to take a walk there? See what we can learn visually, and then ask the Divine for guidance?
That seems like a plan.
Alright, we go to the arena.
Alright.
Oh, I do have clairvoyance prepared.
Yay.
That.
I didn't get the full thing done because I've also been working on the map for the one-shot.
I'm
But
gonna one your
it's at least
shot.
in a functional state, and I will continue building it once I move you guys here.
I
As
thought
long
you
as
were
you
gonna
don't
use
shot
the
my
same
one.
map as we did for the other one for this one. To save effort.
For what other one?
Or the Pathfinder one shot.
For the one-shot, I am going to use the same building. It just took taking a while. So I was, gotta work in homework and other things too. Alright, players.
I guess I just
So,
meant that I thought that it was already made.
I mean, I've got the shell, I've got, like, the scenery and stuff, but I need to put, like, the internals of, the corridors and the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Alright, so, little bit of explanation as to these other, like, kind of platforms around the outside.
Around the outside.
Around the outside?
You see with this, like, those flat bits that are outside of the obvious combat area.
Yeah, they're trailer parks.
Yep.
Well, they're gonna
We're trailer park girls that go around
they're
the
gonna
outside.
the idea is they're gonna be built up, and that's like about even with the wall is where they're gonna have like stadium seating
Mm-hmm.
with the places where there's being paths are kind of ways in and out.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Okay, I see. So this is the walled-in area is the gladiatorial pit, and
yep.
above where the wall ends, there's going to be stadium seating.
Yes, and I'm gonna work on building it up while you guys talk and do things.
Okay. Um, you will have to tell
But
us
one
like
thing
what's.
worth
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
as you guys make your way to the top of the stadium, as this is on the surface as opposed to like in the rock.
Mm-hmm.
And make your way to the arena. I assume perhaps stopping to ask an occasional direction or something. Uh, Once you get close, you will see I think crier's the right word for it, basically someone advertising tonight's fight.
I see.
Like, come one, come all. Buy your tickets to see the great tournament as uh, in honor of Lord Rallick.
You don't say.
Who's Lord Relic again?
You don't know, but upon looking at like the poster flyer thing he's holding, it is of someone matching that description. The description you were given. A tiefling. I pull out the actual token because I picked one.
We totally don't have
Well,
this guy's giant diamond.
Well, the diamond you stole is actually from the Dragonborns you were escorting. That's a whole different issue to get to. But if you
yeah,
guys
we are not like
come over
discussing
here
that.
to this bubble that you might be able to see, I put down the token that I'll be using for this guy.
Bul, 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 bul. My bubbles.
So he will be over there.
Bubbles.
That's not necessarily where he will be, but that is the token. So like that's
Wait, I
the
don't see
type
a
of.
token.
Oh, right.
There's a token.
1 second. Boop.
Ah.
And boop. Boop. You guys see
Oh,
the
hey,
token
look, we
now?
found
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. You guys aren't actually meeting them, but like you see a picture of this token on the flyer,
Mm.
and this is the description you were given of the guy.
A tiefling.
I have a feeling that accessing this man is going to be a little more challenging than we expected.
Because he has a big shop.
Because he is enough of a big shot to have a tournament here in his honor.
Mm. But again, I will put forth, we make him want to meet us.
Uh,
How do you propose getting that information to him? that you exist.
You must receive messages, other kinds of communication at a different time from different people. Otherwise, how does he know when he is needed elsewhere? He must have someone who tells him things, a messenger or something like that. So you don't find him, you find someone connected to him who you can talk to. This was always how we would get in touch with priestesses. One of my level does not speak to a priestess. You speak to someone who works for the priestess.
Then I guess we'd better get on with finding a messenger for him.
Well, as you guys had also
Very
kind of,
harried assistant.
as you guys would have also had to get somewhat close to see the depiction on the flyer. Seeing the person doing the advertising, upon seeing at least two of you being particularly well armed and armored, or I guess just well armed in Aurelion's case,
Haha.
say,
I have
don't
adamantine.
suppose you three would be interested in entering the tournament.
What's the prize?
Uh,
A
he'll,
meeting with Lord Rallick
prize?
himself.
well, that is part of it, but well, not exactly, but we'll get there. In particular, he'll say, I think it's 2,000 gold pieces per combatant, up to a group of 4. And Lord Relic's favor. But what that means exactly is not spelled out.
If he owes you a favor, Aurelion, you might be able to get what you're looking for.
I don't think that's exactly the usage of favor we're looking at here.
The exact usage of favor that we are looking at is not spelled out, so at this point it could mean anything. I am looking positively, optimistically. If it is less, then we shall work with that. Besides, what is the alternative? We go with my plan and try to find someone who can speak with Lord Rallick and get us an audience. Or we go with my other plan, which is make him want to have an audience with us. Probably by winning this tournament. I have many plans.
This certainly is the simplest. I wasn't really looking to exert myself today, but
Well, if you do not have to enter, if you don't want, it could be me and Aurelion, but we will earn 2,000 less gold pieces for winning, and you know we shall win because we are amazing.
what does the competition look like?
Um,
I'm asking the person trying to get us to join.
Roland's just looking around, like seeing if he can spot any other fighters.
Uh, a selection of beasts and creatures yet to be revealed, collected from around, along with, I believe there's at least 3 other entrants at this point that would be fought after that point had they've not been knocked out by the aforementioned beasts.
I've probably had some experience with these sorts of events, right? I'd have at least heard of them in my various travels.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
They're not common. Just trying to like actually collect monsters to fight in a pit is difficult.
So
Gotta make sure
what's
you
the
get none of the
setup?
ones with wings.
Wait, what?
So you have to make sure you get none of the ones with wings.
Yeah. Oh my
Well,
god, what was the question I was gonna ask? Would format be the right term for it?
Like the format
maybe.
of the fight?
Yes. But I feel like there's a better
Style?
word for it.
Game.
Content?
I mean, I'm thinking like free for all versus.
I think
Rules?
style. What type of competition is it?
I accept,
Makeup.
format, type, rules.
What are the rules?
Yeah, I guess that's a good way of putting it. What are the rules of combat for this competition?
Um,
How is the
each combatant will have some spell placed upon them that will, from my understanding, uh, and he's like you see him like trying to like, go through it slowly because he does not know the full workings. He just kind of knows the general thing uh, that will go off when an attack would have caused you to expire, and then you are required to leave the arena.
but is it sort of free for all? We are trying to take out the monsters and the other teams at the same time.
There are a series of matches with each team fighting a group of creatures, and then teams going head to head one on one with possible changes as the Lord sees fit.
Possible changes?
As
Surprise
to
rules?
combatants.
Sorry, what, Derek?
At least as far as combatants go, but I don't know the rest. His tournament, his rules.
Hmm.
But for mechanics discussions, basically everybody gets a death ward. Once death ward goes off, you're uh, no longer in the fight. So all spells and other things are allowed, as no one will die from non-lethal damage in this case.
Well,
Would court be pleased or displeased?
unless the death ward goes off and someone doesn't realize and smacks them another time. But that's
Or they
besides the
do
point.
realize it, and they do it on purpose.
Yes, well,
What is the
then
penalty if someone were to expire, truly?
Likely depends on the circumstances. If the more the cause of the beast, well, we have a waiver for that. Uh, if it was a member of the other teams, now, depending on if it seemed accidental on purpose, I imagine there'd be some sort of criminal investigation.
So someone could be shown favor and allowed to kill another?
Not. No, I don't believe so.
I do not expect you to admit to that. It would be their game.
If he was. Like, that's not something people are agreeing to up front, at least. I imagine the Lord would have trouble if he permitted such a thing.
So, do we enter? Aurelian, is this a path forward that you find interesting?
I think I could do that.
It
Seems
is
like
fighting to gain an
possible.
audience.
Are the combatants given any foreknowledge of the arena, the beasts, or the other contestants?
You may see the layout of the arena, but that is all. Anything else, I imagine it's not prohibited, but we're not going to give it to you.
This is a surprise. The only other alternative that we have put on the table so far, Aurelian, is to try and gain an audience by seeking out some associate to put us in touch with this lord here tonight. So, we fight or we ask around? Which do you prefer?
Or we could do both.
I suppose that is true. We could ask around and also fight. Do you prefer
I
that
suspect we'll
then?
end up having to do that regardless.
Not asking around, and it could be that he ends up fighting. Could be the thing that ends up.
Getting us the audience.
How long do we
Yes.
have to sign up, and do we need to have all of our party members sign at the same time? Or if we have a fourth, can we add them in later?
You may sign up at any time before he gives a time in the evening.
Are there any
Uh,
restrictions on who may enter?
Team of
you
four, he said.
must team of four at the most.
Mm-hmm.
You may enter with less, and you can. If you sign up with three and a fourth shows up that you can get to join you, that's all well and good.
I think
Just
Nightmare counts
just give us a
anyway.
team name, and whoever is here
Oh
after
god,
appointed
team
time.
names.
Vermilion Vanguard.
So just give us a something to call you, and whoever is here at the time of your fight will be taken to fight. However, no one new may join the group after the first uh, round. After that, all entrants are locked in, more or less.
I don't know how to ask the question I'm actually trying to ask here. I want to see if Nightwear would be permitted to join on our team.
I think that it's fine. She
I
just
mean,
shows up
so
during the first round.
for Melisari's benefit, you could say, and what if we had a magical beast of our own, since he's been bringing those up as enemies for a while?
And what if we were to have a magical creature of our own fighting? Would we have them as
Uh,
a fourth? They are intelligent.
he like gets out like a notebook from like his back pocket, starts flipping through pages. Um, you'll need to take that up with registration. I I imagine that's fine if you can get them in the door.
Oh, we shall have no problem with that. Assuming she's willing and interested.
Huh. Well,
Alright.
that might be interesting to see.
Melisari's amused and possibly a little pleased with herself. Well, where do we register?
He'll point you to an office that's like attached to the arena. They don't open for a few hours yet. I'm advertising, but uh, come back sometime in the afternoon and they should be able to get you set up.
Do you know anything of this Lord Rallick? His temperament, etc.?
A well, I'm rather in his employ. I'm gonna go.
I
Just
think
like,
that means it's a yes. He knows many things.
it would not do well for me to speak of my lord. At least not if I like being paid.
Now that doesn't fill me with confidence.
He just said he is open to bribes. Just start gesturing at the bag to the others, like, we could bribe him. We have the telepathic bond, so I could be talking to them that way.
Indeed. But he is going to be quickly trying to uh get distance from you lot.
Miss Mary Sally, if you want that information, you can probably buy it from him.
I'm concerned he thinks I was trying to threaten him.
Would you like me to offer him 10 gold?
Sure?
Alright then. Before you go, uh, we really do want to know a little bit more about this Lord Ralek. Like, assume that we win. We're quite skilled. We would want to use our favor, perhaps, to meet with him. It would really help us to know a bit more. Perhaps 10 gold pieces could encourage you to tell us some things of what it's like working for him. Is he a nice guy? Is he a cruel man?
When you offer the bribe, you will see the attendant immediately and, for lack of a better phrase, almost robotically respond with, I'm afraid it is against my contract to uh, accept money from other sources. And then
Did I
continue trying
offer?
to leave.
Did I offer to? I did not mean to insinuate it. I simply have a note here and let 10 gold fall on the ground and pretend not to notice.
He'll see it,
Just
look back up at you, and you'll see a little bit of fear in his eyes. He still just tries to get away from you.
Roland, I believe you dropped something. Shall we go to registration?
I think we should do that. Thank you for your time, sir, young man, person.
He just kind of nods. Um, so there's a little bit of time for research opens. Do you guys want to try and do anything before that, or do we want to just skip to that?
I'm very concerned about his
Response.
employees.
I'm very concerned about his contract of employment. That guy was terrified of what would happen to him if he took money.
That's why I'm concerned about the employees. I don't think they're in a good way.
Well, look at that. I assume there are more pictures of this guy around.
Yes.
He used the term contract very forcefully
Not a bad word for it.
when I offered him this money. I wonder if this man is really a tiefling.
Hmm.
I have not seen such fear, not of an employer like that.
Uh,
Yes, I have dealt with people who are employed. I have been on the surface for 500 years. There aren't many people on Elysium, but they exist. His type of fear reminded me of soldiers' deference to the priestesses, because the priestesses speak with the power, with the authority of Earth, and anything that they demand is a command from Earth, and the punishment for failing to perform was often torture or death, and this man acted, in my opinion, like that is what was on the line. But as far as I know, there are not drow priestesses commanding the authority of Lolth here on the surface.
What do I know of fiends?
Religion check.
And other creatures that might strike deals and such.
While there
More
are others, it
things.
is almost exclusively devils.
What do I know about it?
Religion. That is a 20.
20. Alrighty. One moment. 20, huh? So, and you're just wanting to know about creatures, well, fiends in particular, and assuming, like, deals have been made with fiends, or like, what? Could you specify a little bit more for me? What is it you're looking for?
Well, I am now wondering if this tiefling is actually a devil of some variety, and these people are his. I don't know. What do you call the people who make contracts with demons or devils?
Warlocks.
They would have more power. At any rate, mostly I'm curious about how different fiends interact. Like, if you were a devil, would we have any risks bringing along Nightmare?
Nightmare might not enjoy it, but there wouldn't be necessarily any risks to you. You would just, if you are worried that it is a fiend that has written whatever it is you're going to sign for registration, you would be wise to read it carefully.
That is a thing.
To sign up is a contract?
I mean,
That was not a question. That was amusement.
okay, but we wouldn't be necessarily putting Nightmare at any risk. I mean, we can also, tell her that
I
this
mean,
is a possibility.
there's, like, I mean,
Aside-
she'd be in physical danger, same as the rest of you, but,
Well,
like,
yeah.
there's no element of being a nightmare that makes us inherently more dangerous.
Just making sure.
Alright, let us look at
For
this
what it's
sign-up
worth.
sheet and see if the wording is strange in any way, shall we?
We shall.
Alright. And I didn't have time to actually go and write a thing out like I wanted to. So,
So we shall roll to see if there is anything strange about it.
that will be the thing. Investigation checks, I feel, are probably the most applicable.
Investigation. That is also a 20.
And anyone who is proficient in religion may roll with advantage.
Ooh, I might be proficient in religion. I'm a cleric.
Because
That
I
is
feel
still
like
a 20.
I am proficient in religion. I'm a cleric. Boo. Investigation. That's a 13.
I'm a barbarian. I am a
Really?
barbarian, but I am proficient.
Ah!
That's amusing.
Oh, no, that's an 8.
Us not intelligence classes.
Suck
I
it,
rolled a
not
5
nerds.
and a 1.
Suck it, not nerds. So mean.
So
Me no brain good.
there's an 18, there's an 8, a 20, and what did you get rolling?
13.
13. Okay. So the 20 tells you um, is that the contracts, so that's effectively what signing up is, seems all well and good, but there is one particular element to it that catches your eye. That's not necessarily immediately dangerous, but it essentially reads as it allows Lord Rallick to add combatants mid-fight.
Oh yeah, that would be that
Change the rules.
yeah,
His tournament, his rules.
changes as he sees fit.
Mm-hmm.
And that elements of the arena may be altered.
I was more on the lookout for stuff like, should you fall in combat, this kind of thing. Like, what does the waiver on that say? Immediately
If
relinquish my soul to the nearest fiend?
no, if you die by, like, you sign away any legal rights to your safety from magical beast provided by the tournament, if you or another strikes down a opponent after the death ward has gone off, then there will be criminal investigations as to the degree of punishment, as it will this be manslaughter or murder, basically. Like, did they get caught in a blast? Did a monster go and redirect someone's spell as the other person's trying to get off of the field?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, if you're a fighter swinging a sword and you pop it and then you hit him again anyways, yeah. There's gonna be some charges.
Understood.
Magic missile is an interesting question. How does magic missile interact with Death Ward, given that the darts all strike simultaneously?
They would have
In the
they would happen
past,
before Death Ward.
Just making sure.
well, that's the thing, though. That's not how it works for, like, death saves.
Right, but death saves are different because those are 3 individual attacks. It's up to you. If you want to treat it as 3 separate attacks, like the same as a second person attacking after they go into, but like the wording on Magic Missile is that the darts all hit simultaneously. So like it causing 3 failures in a death saving throws, that makes sense to me. Like that still follows it, but there is this chronology that's important with Death Ward. And so, like, the question becomes, is it the attacks, because they're all exactly simultaneous, even if only one of them is triggering, are you going to say that it triggers between them, and that the next 2 darts can still kill them? Or do all the darts hit, and the simultaneous nature of the hit triggers it, which is how I might do it.
Because Death Ward does say the first time the target would drop to 0 as a result of taking damage. And theoretically, if the damage is all happening at once, then it would drop 0 all at once.
That's why.
Yeah.
It's an interpretation. You can make any call you want.
Yeah, because I mean, like, by that interpretation, like, the thing is, like, it's the phrase I mentioned was like of things all hit at once. That is a thing. 'Cause, like, in the case of death saves, then is that treated as the like if it's all hitting at once, it's one attack, or if
It's
it's
it's not
death
one attack.
ward?
It's separate attacks, but they are simultaneous. And Death Ward is a timing thing. It's up to you. You
Well,
can rule it
I
that
mean, I
they're separate, that one triggers Death Ward and then the next two don't.
I mean, to me, death ward's not really a timing thing. Like, it protects from like one fatal attack.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, what I think I will do is I will have it be up to the caster to decide whether they are treated as one attack for that hits all at once, or three little attacks, which could make differences for resistances or that type of thing. So,
I
like, when
mean,
you
they're
cast
still
it,
separate damage rolls, so for resistant, they don't get to choose that.
well, but if it's all hitting simultaneously and all hitting death ward
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, then it is all one section of damage.
Sure.
So, so what I'm saying is you can either have it all be one lump sum of damage,
Mm-hmm.
or you can have it be three separate things.
Mm-hmm.
Or, well, not necessarily three, but as many separate things as you have darts.
Mm-hmm.
So I will leave that to the caster.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That way, if you're not wanting to trigger the death ward, you don't have to. Or if you are in a more lethal combat and you're wanting to murder something with death saves, you can still do that too.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe I just won't use magic missile.
Did I make it too complicated?
I mean, it's just like if I can take the complexity out of it, if I can make it so we don't have to question whether I'm accidentally killing someone or not, I should just
Alright, then
anyway.
I'm gonna, if you want to do it that way, then have it just be that it's three separate attacks, three separate damage rolls. It triggers three separate times, same way as it goes for concentration and death saves.
Sure.
So that one you might want to be careful about if they're low health.
Eldritch Blast them 3 times. Pew, pew, pew. Those are also simultaneous.
Pew pew,
Actu-
motherfucker.
I'm actually sure those are, because they have separate attack rolls. But we can look at that later. Anyways. So, questions from Magical Missile aside, is there anything you guys need to do before actually signing up, or are you signing yourselves up?
Doesn't seem like we found anything that's going to cost us our soul. So, I'm good.
Yeah, I think we're fine. Although I am still very concerned about the people in his employ. And I want to know more about him.
Alright, well, you have time before it starts, so you guys want to try and find some of that information.
So, commune. Although we also want to look at the arena. I mean, I guess we just say that we looked at the arena.
Yep, you're able to
See the arena.
see what you're seeing. If you want descriptions of what some of those things are, feel free to ask.
Do they give us like a walkthrough of the arena, or do we just like get to look at it?
You would be able to look at it from like the stands.
Gotcha.
So you won't necessarily know the insides of like the towers, but pretty much everything else is pretty clear.
Where do we start? Do we have any prep time before monsters are unleashed on us? Or
You'll
is it
start
like
at
we
one of the
enter from one gate and the monsters enter from another gate at the same time?
monsters will enter from the large stone and wooden gates. Players will enter from one of the iron gates as decided by the tournament.
Okay.
And you'll likely have about, I'll say, like an action before monsters are released and initiative is rolled.
Okay.
A turn, basically.
So then, shall the inquiring minds commune?
I am ready for it.
Alright, so we still need to know whether this person would be willing to bargain.
Right. I was going to ask if they had it at all.
Right? That's important.
So
That's
that would be
maybe
question
something we could
one.
have asked before we signed ourselves away.
Yes, it is true. I could have done it.
Was there a
But
fee for registering?
Well, I was under the
well,
impression you guys had just been looking at like the rules in the contract, not like actually signed yet.
Oh, okay.
so you have not yet signed up.
That's my impression. Am I
Okay,
incorrect in that?
that is fine with me. Let us do commune. So let us find a nice quiet place. How are you running commune in this?
What do you mean by that?
Like mine, where if you don't use a medium, the voice just booms through the whole area that you're in.
For that, it is deity dependent.
Right,
For
she
yours,
whispers, right?
she does. Yeah.
Right, that rings a bell. That rings a bell. Very well. Very well. Let's see here.
Like Cord will always be yelling. It doesn't even matter if it's water. That's how he do things.
Good to know. Okay.
Rollin', my boy!
My boy.
The answer is yes!
I mean, you're not far off.
Good to know. Commune. Contact a deity, divine being. This is the first time, so it definitely works. Okay, so it's going to take a minute, and I don't actually have the ritual caster feat, so I have to cast it as a spell.
You can ritually cast as a cleric. You just have to have them prepared to do so.
That's true. That's right. So I don't have to cast it as a spell. Okay, so 11 minutes. We're gonna find ourselves a spot away from people as we're doing this, and I will type out the questions one at a time here, I suppose. Let's see. One, I'll just type them all together. One is, does Lord Rallick of Cloudspire. He is a lord of the city, right? A lord.
You technically don't know that, but you know that the spell won't represent enough context to get the right person.
Okay. I'll just say in Cloudspire today.
But what if it's a family of Lord Rallick's?
I don't know his first name, it's true. Possess a scabbard previously owned by our companion, Aurelion. Come on. And his family. 2. Would Lord Relic be willing to trade this scabbard for money or other material wealth? 3.
Wait, but what if he's willing to trade for something other than material wealth, like stories?
I
Some
mean,
people do
I
that.
want to start with money and material wealth, and then if the answer to that is no, then we'll ask some furthering questions. But my hope is that it will be for money and material wealth. Because that's easy to quantify. Your question.
How many questions do we have again? 3 or 5?
3.
Great.
3 for Cody,
Contact
and
other
5 for
plane is
contact
5.
plane.
But you can go crazy.
Yeah, which is why I'm not using that for this.
Need your paladin friend back. Lower the risk.
But if we have a paladin friend, then we don't have a cleric friend.
It's true. Unless we make a new cleric friend. Or a new paladin friend, I suppose.
Make a new Haskell is unique.
It's true.
So, your question, did you decide on it? Huh?
Well, I was gonna say it would probably be nice to know whether he will have it on him, but we can always still work with it.
That's like is it worth it to start a fight with him?
I mean, do we have the option of taking it off of him if he won't trade it?
Alright.
But no, I think...
Is Lord Rallick a fiend?
I mean, him being a fiend doesn't necessarily mean his... Or him not being a fiend doesn't necessarily mean his followers are... Or his servants, his employees, whatever. Anyway, I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say there.
What would you like to ask, though? I'm just tossing out suggestions. Launch game.
Perhaps something that would tell us... I mean, the question I want to ask is like, what kind of person is he? So we need a yes or no that would give us some information on that.
Is he the kind of person who would kill someone who didn't do a good enough job for him?
Or perhaps, has he ever killed someone who didn't do a good enough job for him? Has he killed someone who, God damn it.
Failed.
Yeah. Broke his contract.
Is breaking a contract with Lord Rallick lethal?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Fatal. I like that better.
A fatal mistake. Well, might not necessarily be a mistake, so...
Is breaking a contract with Lord Rallick potentially fatal? You like?
I think that works.
All right, 3 questions. They are written in the shores.
Alrighty.
I guess I give them an undercommon.
I wish I could speak Undercommon.
I can
First
teach
one,
you.
you'll hear a reply of yes.
Ooh. Yes, in there. Second.
The second one will be no.
No.
Damn, I guess we have to use our third question then for,
And the third one is
Well, wait, but the third might be different based on...
alright, you have 5 minutes.
I mean, I'm still okay just casting it again. It's a 25% chance that it fails.
Okay. I don't know if that actually went through the first time, so yes.
Yeah. Third question. Same question.
Alright. Most certain.
Most certainly.
Wow.
That does make me more confident that he might be a fiend. Okay. Yes. No. Most certainly.
Or else just a really bad person.
All right. I want our first question. The would Lord Rollick accept something of non-material value in exchange for the scabbard? And I want to be is Lord Rollick a fiend, not including tiefling humanoids. I'm
We
gonna
should...
say a type of fiend. Type of fiend. And so 3. What do you think?
I wanted to ask something about repercussions of, like, how much influence he has in Cloudspire, I guess. How likely we are to have to very quickly flee the city if we piss him off.
I think of how to phrase that as a yes no.
Yeah.
Um,
You're better at this than I am. Elisari would be better at it than I am, but you are certainly better at it than me.
If you want Melisari to be coming up with ideas, if you want to like make an intelligence check, I can suggest things.
Street intelligence?
Do you have keen mind?
Yes.
Then intelligence with proficiency. It's supposed to help you with puzzles, and I would call this close enough.
Okay. Um, God damn it, what's my proficiency bonus again? Oh, it
4.
would just be the same. Yeah, okay, never mind. 17.
If you just pick an intelligence skill you're proficient in, roll that.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I got there eventually.
So what'd you
Anyway,
get?
yes, 17.
17. And what is it you're trying to condense to yes, no?
How likely we are to have to very quickly flee the city if we piss him off. basically how much influence he has in Cloudspire.
Say something along the lines of, if his anger is roused, would it be in our best interest to flee?
That or just, does he have the influence to rally the city against us, should we defy him?
I like that.
Is Lord Relic able to rally city official forces against us, should we defy him? These are all supposed to have question marks at the end. Alright, shall I roll the D100 or will you roll it?
You roll it.
Okay.
You know the result immediately, so it does not matter if I roll it.
Okay. I got an 80! So it works.
Woo!
I beat a 25.
Congratulations.
Again, I speak undercommon to the air, and I receive whispers in my ear.
Would Lord Relic accept something of non-material value in exchange for the scabbard? Yes.
Oh boy, could be a soul!
Yeah, I was about to say, is it our souls?
Is Lord Relic a type of fiend, not including tiefling humanoids? No.
Oh,
Damn.
I was certain.
He almost was, because I hadn't thought of that originally. I was like, that could be fun, but I decided to stick with what I had.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping to kick in Raphael's shit.
I mean, we're not too far. I can back up a step. If that's what you guys want to do, I'm fine with that. I can. Is that the direction you prefer that you guys prefer this to go?
I don't have a preference. I'm happy to
Yeah.
deal with whatever comes. So if you have a plan, it might be better to stick with the plan you have.
Yeah,
I mean, the
can
plan I have
handle
isn't
that.
exactly much different. It's more just
The details. I mean, he could be the servant of a fiend. At the end of the day, it's the same. Well, similar at least.
Alright, I will stick with no
Okay.
for answer 2.
So,
Able to rally city official forces against us. Okay.
acting with the will of the government here, basically. Just because anybody could, riot a crowd at us if they were well enough liked.
Yeah.
But the answer you'll receive is subtly.
Subtly. That's...
So not in an official capacity, but yes. Via perhaps bribes or other.
Apparently I'm spelling that word wrong.
I think it's just LY.
Oh, is it? Not a second L.
Minus.
Sub to you. Okay. I don't know, just the way it's said, I'm always like, subtly.
I know.
Yeah. It's a weird one.
Certainly.
Alright.
Anyway. So in other words, we don't want to piss him off unless we have the means to quickly flee.
I mean, if it's subtle, then it'll be like he acts like it's not a problem, and then tomorrow cops come and kick our door in and arrest us in our beds.
So a swift exit is still important.
Yeah.
Just
Know to
may have
leave
a little bit
before
more
he puts
time.
those things in motion. But we won't have to flee, like, it won't be a hot escape. It'll be a don't stick around.
It could still be a hot escape.
It's always a hot escape when we're involved, dear.
I mean, not what I was going for.
Well, it's
but
what I was going for. It's because Roland is very pretty.
Indeed.
For a 500, 600-something-year-old man. I am a senior citizen. Someone carry me.
Oh, goodness.
Alright, are there any further questions than these that come to mind, Aurelion? Any of these yeses or nos that you feel require merit exploring more deeply to figure them out better? Thomas died.
Yeah, I was worried about that.
Thomas! Oh, he's not died, but I still don't hear him. I saw him mute and unmute.
He lives.
He does live, but I can't hear him. I want to hear my friend.
He said he's working on it.
I know.
Making sure.
He deafened. He doesn't want to hear me. We're not friends. I'm very sad.
No, it's my microphone for some reason just stopped picking me up. I
That's
had to go in to reset it in the settings.
that's dumb. I'm sorry that happened. Alright, so we got some answers here. We could know more. Like, all we know is that he's not a fiend. He'll accept something, but not money to exchange it. And if we piss him off, he could sick the cops on us, but probably later, not here. So he does have it, and he would be willing to trade it. So I have a 50% failure chance and then a 75% failure chance but I can cast it up to 2 more times today. Are there any of those that you would like?
Cost you is 11 minutes attempt.
It's true. We've spent about 25-30 minutes on this in total.
I love the emphatic yes of the third question.
Oh yeah, people have died fucking this guy up. And you should know about it.
I like giving the slightly different than yes/no answers for that reason.
I
Emphatic.
can't think of anything else.
Huh? You don't want to, like, narrow down further what that trade is, if it's souls or entertainment, like a song, or, stories, or if you want to narrow down, like, figure out if he's connected to a fiend or anything like that.
No, those are ideas now.
Yeah, I mean, like, those are ideas, but, like, are they things that interest you? I'm happy to ask. Coming up with the questions for them, that's all fine.
Um. No, let's just go do this thing.
Okay. I still have up to 2 communes left for today, so if anything becomes painfully need to know, we can try to know it.
So, as far as do this thing, what is the current course of action?
Looks to Thomas.
Are we signing up for the what is it?
A tournament.
Yeah.
I think we can do that. If we do that, I'm first going to... Where is Nightmare?
Oh yeah, because we still need to confirm with registration that,
I mean,
and
whether
we should
I just
confirm with
want her
her
to...
first.
I want her on the material plane for a moment, because I want to cast a spell that will affect her.
Alright, do you
Yeah,
You
I,
cast
I,
it.
I, I
her?
say so into the bond. I ask her to
Alright.
come here.
She will come there.
Okay, I'm going to cast Aid at 5th level. So
Alrighty.
everybody should get a max HP modifier of 20.
Beefy.
Which should be a significant improvement on specifically Nightmare's HP.
Yes. Oh, one thing I just forgot to mention, when you guys were looking at, like, the format slash rules of the tournament,
Hmm.
you guys do get, like, an hour break between each round.
Ah, we can short rest. Hooray!
Oh, that's nice.
It's a day of tournaments.
Tournaments is.
Yeah, you heard me. Okay. So yeah, let's go sign up and make sure that they'll let us bring our magic horse.
Please don't call her that.
I didn't. I did.
Alright, so, yes, wait a little bit for registration to open and go and talk to them about a nightmare.
If she wants to
We
call me
didn't.
magic.
Yeah, I was about to say we didn't ask her if she wants to.
Nightmare, we're thinking of entering a big sanctioned fight. Would you like to bite some people and set them on fire?
People and magical creatures or other beasts, not necessarily magical.
You can eat whatever you kill as long as it's not one of the people.
I don't think that was the case.
Why not?
I think the not killing things applied to the beasts too.
Is it really? Well,
That was my
It
that's
did not
impression.
explicitly say either way.
Oh, I thought there was some comment about
all
the
of that seemed
beasts.
to be about people. The comment was,
Uh,
if a beast kills you.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they have a waiver of if the beasts kill you, it's not our fault. You signed up for this.
Yeah, there
Gotcha.
was the waiver.
Gotcha.
Because I remember there was never a moment where I was like, oh, so this is animal abuse, cool. Ugh. Never a moment where I
I
wasn't
mean,
thinking that.
oh, I see.
Yeah. Which, I don't think my character cares. I don't know. They're probably it was going to make us fight a Hydra or something horrible. And he already killed one of those. Right? killed that Hydra.
Yep.
I'm just not me sitting here staring at Flame Strike. I don't need to cast Death Ward. They give us Death Ward. It's perfect. Save my 4th level spells for important things like Guardian of Faith. Get wrecked. Finally, they won't be able to just attack it.
Yep. The glories of not being in Baldur's Gate.
Stop killing the things I summon that aren't supposed to be attackable.
What?
Spiritual weapon and guardian of faith in the tabletop cannot be attacked. They can't be targeted. They don't have HP. But in BG3, they do, and so the enemy will take time out of their day to destroy your 2nd and 4th level spells.
I don't think I've had anyone attack my spiritual weapon, but they all instantly turn on the flaming sphere.
Yeah, like anything you can control in that game has hit points, even though it's not supposed to.
Yeah.
Like Mage Hand gets murdered all the time.
Yeah. I've never used Mage Hand during a fight.
Neither have I. I've just seen it. It's like because it has like no HP. It's like, yeah, and, oh, that got killed incidentally.
Yeah, no, they are always piling on my fucking spiritual weapon. It's like, can I please? And the spiritual weapon goes 3 rounds missing and then dies. It's like, cool, thanks. Glad I spent that 2nd level spell.
Yeah, it's gonna have hit points. It should at least have better movement.
Do we feel like divination might be able to help us figure out what circumstances might lead Lord Rallic to add combatants and what kind of combatants those might be? Or what kind of combatants those might be? Because I think that's something else that's worth knowing. We could also look for people who aren't in Rallic's employ to ask questions to.
Everybody loves Rallic. The city
It's not
loves
really-
Rallic because they let him put on this big tournament, so clearly he brings in money. Probably through this tournament. Not entry fees, but audience fees.
Indeed. Your entry fee is going to be the blood, sweat, and tears you leave out there.
Well, that's nice.
I'm bringing mine back with me.
Well, see, you missed that part of the contract. They'll stay.
Son of a bitch. Alright, half an hour left. What shall we do?
Half an hour.
Not half an hour, 4 minutes.
Yeah.
4 minutes left. What shall we do?
I think anyway, right?
You're probably right.
Almost. Do we have 4 minutes or half an hour? I don't remember which either.
4 minutes.
Okay.
There it is. He's like,
Thomas
please,
says, I want to go to bed, please.
please no, not. Please no. Spent a 4th level spell today. I probably gave Death Ward to the guy I banged.
I think you did.
That's accurate.
I am amazing, and people would be lucky to have me as a lover.
Sounds accurate.
Just putting that out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not interested, but you know.
Mm-hmm. You're not interested in this wise old father figure? Wild.
Never said he was a fathered figure, but also no.
But he is.
Is he, though?
So is.
Is he, though? I don't think he's given me any sort of fatherly wisdom.
That's not true. We had a whole session about it.
You and I had a long conversation about it.
Following up on the session where we had it.
Where we had a brief moment where I asked,
Well, I guess all brief moments are meaningless and they shouldn't get so much advertising in movies and books.
Goodness.
2 minutes.
I'm just saying it wasn't a whole session about it.
Fucking kill me with semantics, why don't you?
Anyway.
So,
I guess we're gonna skip ahead to fighting things. Next time.
well, so you guys were. You talked to Nightmare. Nightmare was on board with, whatchamacallit,
Fighting.
joining the tournament.
Yay.
And so you.
Sign up for the tournament.
And they will inform you that you're going to actually need to speak with Lord Rallick to get Nightmare's entry approved.
Skipping steps, I love it.
Guess we don't have to fucking do the tournament after all.
Well, I have a feeling he's still going to make us do the tournament.
Alright, but that's part of the price we pay for the scabbard.
Potentially.
That's
my suspicion.
Well, if we have to see him before the tournament anyway, do we bother, trying to roll up Streetwise or whatever to find people to put us in touch with him outside of the tournament?
Nope. Although we may later want to, after this conversation, drum up people to ask about him. Anyone willing to talk about him. But
I think once we find out that we're going to have to talk to him before the tournament to get approval, I'm going to be like,
yeah.
Excuse me a second while I try casting Commune again. 58 bitches!
Oh my god.
Alright, what are we casting?
Alright,
I know what we're casting, what were we saying?
I know what my first question is, hang on. My first question is Lord Rallick affiliated with or working for any fiend or creature that seeks humanoid souls / suffering as currency / sustenance. Yep. Perfect. 2.
Probably could have just left it as seeks souls.
But what about war suffering? Like, maybe they don't want to take souls, but they want to put people through things. 2.
I mean, we didn't necessarily, or I don't know that we necessarily needed to add the for sustenance, or I don't remember what else you said.
Yeah, possibly. But, what else would they be using them for besides currency or sustenance?
I don't know.
I would imagine nothing, but fine, I'll remove it, whatever.
I'm just saying. Don't necessarily have to limit ourselves.
Fine.
Is he friendly?
Is he friendly? Is he personable? Is Lord Rallick conversationally personable?
No, I'm not actually asking that.
A joy to deal with.
Oh my goodness. We could ask if he's easily offended.
Easily offended. I was thinking, yeah, easily offended's fine. It covers what I was. Ah, I didn't write my third one yet. I'm gonna hit Shift Enter, and I just hit regular Enter.
Yep, been there, done that.
Third question. Does Lord Relic have any knowledge of Aurelion or his family? I like that.
Mm.
I want to know if this is going to end up being some personal pain he's trying to inflict by being the one holding it. I just keep using periods instead of question marks because, like, what is a question, honestly? I do this on my phone, too. I ask a question, I end it with a period. There. 3 questions. It took me 2.5 minutes.
Alright.
Now I just have to roll better than a 75 in order to get my last set of questions.
Is Lord Relic affiliated with or working for any creature that seeks humanoid souls / suffering?
Mhm.
I'm gonna come back to that one because I need to think on it for a minute.
Oh, that could be bad for us.
Ooh, that could. We actually may have limited ourselves on that one too.
Why?
In a different way. But I'll come back to it when he comes back to it.
2. Is Lord Relic easily offended? Unclear.
Damn.
3. Does Lord Relic have any knowledge of Aurelion or his family? No.
Okay, see? That could be good. That could also mean that he's not affiliated with a fiend at all.
So I think the only way for this to work is with a short answer. Because other words, if I give the right answer, it's going to give the wrong impression. And, 1. Yes, like all clerics.
Mm. Shit, Relic, you work for an entity who seeks out the souls or suffering of humanoids?
We were also told he's a cleric. Meaning he serves a god, and all the gods seek the souls of humanoids eventually, just most of them, not fiends, don't want to do anything horrible with them.
Okay, fair enough.
That's why, like all clerics. But I am assuming, which may be wrong, that this indicates he is a cleric. It could simply be a comparison that all clerics do, but I think it's an indication he is one.
I think it's likely he is one.
But what if he's a cleric of Asmodeus? Or Bane?
Boo-all!
Boo-all! Okay, well, that's 8 o'clock. We're 6 minutes over.
No, it's 5 o'clock.
We're still 6 minutes over.
Alright, yep, that's it for today. I hope you guys had fun. We can either continue this or try and have one of the one-shots next week.
Get your 4th person lined up, and then we'll find out.
Boo-ah!
Well, at this point, if we're gonna change times, though, we may talk about that first.
Well, that needs to be discussed. We've only discussed that there are 2 potential times, and that one of them doesn't super work for
Thomas anyway. Going earlier doesn't really work for him.
So yeah, I'll ask questions about that. Probably starting tomorrow once people have had some sleep.
Okay.
Bye, stream.
Bye, stream.
Bye, stream.